Hiko's going to get a lot of value because he tallies up with Asuna a lot here on their side, at least on the defender side, right? Asuna is going to play very aggressive like he did yesterday and got punished actually for it for a couple of times. So let's see how they adapted from their matches from yesterday. And to start things off in this round, though, it's an Al drone to spot at least one player towards Pizza, but they haven't spotted Leaf. So this could be still a great crossfire for them as 100 Thieves are trying to get into the B site.
And Nitro postured up in mid, quite possibly looking to split market. Will run into that alarm bot should he head up that way. The site taken basically for free here. So we've got ourselves a nice little 5v5, a retake now in the books. Nice little wall there. Ethan gonna go up top and find the first kill. So Lane or Speedway now not free unless Poise does exactly that. Quite possibly could look to hop over the top. Nitro gonna get the door closed on him, and the bodies are starting to fall here. Steel and Hiko going to work. 2v2. Nitro still trying to bring up the rear. Hiko with that recon. Bolt gonna find some information. Both of them hop on down. You can hear the footsteps in the water from downtown with the frenzy. Nitro brings up the rear.
Nitro with the frenzy is just so good on pistols, man. No matter what range is at, mid-range, long-range, close range, he's so good with that frenzy. And just Nitro as an omen is really good as well. I liked how C9 Blue tried to take that retake, though. You saw that wall that came up from Ethan. That was perfect to funnel everybody down towards the staircase. But how did they take him down? It was just a simple recon dart that went up onto the wall, forced Ethan to turn around, and then Poise was able to capitalize on the kill. But again, it's Asuna, a person or a player that usually plays with arrays on a lot of these maps in the past, switching over to Phoenix on this map amongst other ones, has been looking pretty good right now for 100 Thieves on this map. And that curveball was perfect from the default to blind 3 players and allow that triple swing for 2 kills right away onto C9 Blue.
And unfortunately for said player in Asuna, kind of a stinky round for the Phoenix, so not going to have those rifles that they probably wish they could have. Instead, it's Spectres basically across the board. Nitro able to afford a Bulldog in full armor, and then that Marshall for Steel, who, I mean, pretty proficient on Icebox with that operator. Now needing to find a couple of body shots. No armor across the board for Cloud9 Blue also means that that Marshall could really get stuff done.
Yeah, and you see it right now from this minimap, even through this X-ray. It's always going to be Hiko trying to enable Asuna. Kind of like they did when they had Dicey in the roster, too. It was like kind of like a Hiko and Asuna Steel with Dicey. This time it's the Owl drone that comes in that allows Asuna to get this kill onto Mitch.
Opening up the A site once more, this time a 5v4. Take on the site for free for the most part. It is an eco or an anti-eco for 100 Thieves, so the Classics just looking to get a bit of damage. Poise with that Sheriff Relic as the frenzy to try and match some of that Nitro energy that we spotted in the last round. But at this, I mean, again, you're just hoping to hurt anything coming into this bonus round, and well, Relic's on the flank, not able to find it. I would imagine we get the old school waterfall out of heaven trick coming out from these teams, but it's just the firing squad.
No waterfall when you got the dart comes out and just dries up the whole spring trying to trickle down there towards the heaven side. So that was a beautiful recon dart from Hiko. The spray from Spectres through the boards to actually get those kills. So now they got a couple of players that stay alive for 100 Thieves. Are going to make sure they stay on this bonus. And this bonus is still pretty good because you saw Steel with that Marshall in that previous round. If they try to work towards his mid-side control and they go for a Marshall versus rifle, Marshall could still very much win this.
Low orb to try and push away anybody playing just outside of E-main, and that's not really a spot you want to be standing if anybody's pushing you, unless you're that Jet who is playing over towards that A side. And this is the first real bonus, I guess, from 100 Thieves. Like I noted in that last, it was, you know, Spectres and 1 Bulldog. You don't have that rifle to kind of help your squad, and there it is. Oh my goodness, Steel! And Silly, you called it. He gets some value out of the Marshall.
Yeah, and it wasn't mid-side, but it was A-side, but I was still expecting that Poise versus Steel battle no matter what. So clean shot. Now because of that, you saw Mitch push towards B main because you have to try to get information now that you've lost a player. Is it going to be a hit towards A-side? We got to find out. They push towards B, they get picked off, now run it back towards the B side. That's the call that the B hit's coming.
Paranoia going to slow things down for just a moment as the dark cover is going to be traded back and forth. Unfortunately, for Cloud9, they're down to their last 3 remaining as they all get mowed down towards mid. Relics now the only one standing in a 1v3 and a winnable round No armor on a few, low armor here on Ethan. So a headshot from this Phantom to easily find. You just need the one taps here. You just need the timing as a spike is going to be planted. One dark cover available. Spots the shoulder of one. Blazewall going to go up to stunt things for just a moment. And Relics in the first rifle round for Cloud9 Blue. Things are looking pretty grim. Quite possibly looks for a save. Maybe some exits. The economy for sure hurting for this squad.
Whew, especially with that turret that got spotted. I think this is game over for Relics. He's going to be able to take one, but that's going to be it. Easy round coming in for 100 Thieves. A great bonus, actually. So as much as I like to say the run it back was a call to get into the B site, it definitely would have been a rush into the B site if the run it back made it through and also got a couple of kills inside B site. But as it got immediately stopped by Relics, that could be another mind game. It's going to be like, well, they think it's going to be B hit. Seal's done a call. Let's rotate back towards mid. You saw that rotation already coming out, and that's how people got caught off guard for C9 Blue on that mid side that allowed 100 Thieves to get into the A side quite freely. So very well done on mid round adaptation, and now it's just time for C9 Blue to go on an eco, but it's Bucky time, baby.
It is Bucky time, and a reminder, those Buckies are as strong as they've ever been as we're still on 2.05. So that right click basically feels like an operator from long range. And then that left click, it's not feeling too bad in these close angles. And the best time to do it is on defense, right? Because you can force these close angles.
Yeah. I think later on and after 2.06 where you played, I wouldn't mind seeing some Guardians being put out now.
And that's a great start. Unfortunately, those 2 kills came on through and a resurrection looking to stun things just a bit. But the paint shells were used, and it was actually Leaf who went down. So finding 2 kills could have had the paint shells back online. Unfortunately, him being that player that died, it kind of stinks. Throws a wrench into things in this eco round. But because of that, 100 Thieves, again, the respect game, so much given.
Yeah, it was still great information play. Although Leaf has died, he actually got to take down Asuna, right? So that's a key player to be able to take down for 100 Thieves to start things off. Now you want your other guys to get some entries, which is going to be Nitro and Steel that you want to try to count on when you're going to try to work into this B site.
And they're running out of time. Maybe a bit too much respect, just like we saw at the end of that last game, right? 15 seconds now on the clock to spike. Yet to be planted. B site going to be given up for free as that Dark gets taken down to let you know one quite possibly playing inside of this B main area. Hiko picks up the first on to Poise. Ethan takes quite a bit of damage. The pistol starting to get stuff done. It's the shock starts to finish it out. A lockdown coming on through from Steel. Hampers things for a moment for Cloud9 Blue, but they could have themselves a couple of rifles. We'll see what they can get done with it now as they all back away. Relics narrowly making it out. Full HP in a Bucky. A dream. I don't know if they've got the clutch here in the 2v3.
Keep them inside the blast radius. If you don't get the spike down, I think that's good enough right now for C9 Blue, and you're looking for that, right? Even if they lose this round, they're definitely going to be able to buy into the next, so they don't mind losing this rifle into this situation. So that's exactly what's going to happen. They're holding it back. You're trying to keep it alive here from Mitch side, and is Nitro going to survive? He should be able to survive right there, and that's it. So good enough. I mean, you got a half buy. You got 4 kills out of that. You're making it very expensive for 100 Thieves. The thing is, they won 4 rounds in a row, so they still got their pockets pretty deep, but it's still a good start.
Yeah, a nice way to make something out of nothing, right? Not a round that they're expecting to win. They're completely pushed away by the lockdown once more, running out of time, and you just try and make it hurt. At the very least, you take a look and they'll be able to buy into the next, but that could be it. So if 100 Thieves lose here on this next rifle, we could see that same teeter-totter of the second rifle going the way of the losing team, and then they slowly start to claw things back in. As caught with the bow out is Zeta. Hunter sure going to be using the tag just barely. That's why superheroes don't wear capes. Hiko able to take down the imposter.
Sova diff on that one. Great ult to start things off, but at least Zeta's going to have it into the next round. But this time, I like the position from Poise. Right around the corner of the angle where you don't have... Actually, you do have a... Oh, wow. Okay, that's a nice pick. They tried to pinch it towards this B side. Poise is going to be up by himself with the Blade Storm now inside B.
Yeah, Leaf trying to back him up. Showstopper over towards the back of that CT area, that defender-sided area. The Blade's going to go through. Curveball not going to get any values. They're all starting to get cut down. A nice 3K for Poise. As Leaf going to hop on. The Duelist starting to go to work. And Nitro with the spike in hand will take his lead.
That's a huge ult right now, and you have Leaf that's low on HP, so this could be very much doable if you can get an off angle versus the op-end Bladestorm of Poise.
Oh yeah, this is a spicy one, right? You have the information that both were playing towards B. Could be a flank, but I think you heard them both drop down. Boy still has the daggers in hand. Nitro able to cut him down. 12 HP. Nitro on 69. As he looks to shoulder peek, he can just play the time. He catches Leaf hopping away, and it's a clutch for the Omen 100 Thieves.
They definitely split off a little bit too much on that two-player retake for Poison Leaf. They did a good job to try to clear out site, right? So they clear out Hell. They want to make sure everything is safe towards that site, thinking that, okay, now that it's planted for a tree or it's planted for a main, it's a gamble on a 50-50, but it was still two individual 50-50s, right? At that point, Poise was there on his own. The one that had more HP, that had to be the one that's going to cover the one that's going to be on lower HP, in my opinion, at that point. Especially when you have an operator. I think it was just miscommunication how they played that 2v1 there. But as you said, it was an important round for 100 Thieves to win. They got that, so they're going to continue to secure the bag and keep the economy very high moving into the later rounds, where, unfortunately for Cloud9 Blue, they're going to have to be on another half buy, right? It's going to be a couple of Sheriffs, a small armor, maybe even a Thrifty, so let's call this an eco at that point, so they could still buy into the next, and that means that potentially these ultimates are not going to be in play for this round. So you have a great potential of a 6-0. This is a great time to have a timeout, too, for C9 Blue, just to try to figure out how you want to play these next two rounds, or maybe even right now. With those three ults that they currently have, is the timeout for what can we do with these three ults? Can we actually surprise 100 Thieves somehow? Because even on their side on the attack for 100 Thieves, they don't have any ults on their side.
And this looks better than the last time we saw them in situation because they have that lockdown. They have those ults. The last time we saw this same situation with the eco buy, 100 Thieves were giving Cloud9 Blue a lot of credit. They're giving them so much space, and it went down to the last 15 seconds to get that spike planted. So now with the ultimates, it could be what they need to find that thrifty victory. Of course, it was Heroics out towards A main that got it done the first time. Not able to get it done in this one. A 1-for-2 for Asuna as that economy continues to fall for C9 Blue. Now down to a couple of frenzies and a Sheriff, but they're making it hurt a little bit.
Relics at that spot, Steel at that spot on the top of Catwalk could be very deadly with that Sheriff. So a 3-on-3, that's actually not too bad, and that's probably a rifle that could be salvaged from Zeta towards that A main. And there you go, he picks up that Phantom, so now things have changed. The players that are alive are the players literally that had the ult still, so now we've turned things around. They have small shields on top of that. This could be doable now.
And even more so, if you were afraid of the Bucky, now you have to be afraid of somebody or multiple now having those rifles. We saw Nitro hanging out towards spawn, but he didn't have the angle towards A main. So this is where things get dire. The clock just running down. They're all three stacked up, and Zeta could go so huge here with the Phantom.
This is where I'm scared, though, because the Owl Drone is going to be the one that's going to pretty much take him down, because if the Owl Drone into that spot, he's screwed, but they're not doing it. They're going to try to walk out instead. He's going to get this kill.
Picks up one, picks up two, and Relics again will pop a grape with the Sheriff. Not the round we were expecting, Vans, but Cloud9. They're on the board.
I was going to say, like, I'm scared because the Owl Drone, the Frost Orbs, the Paranoia, like, Zeta is not in a good spot where he could actually escape. But because it's such a high-risk, high-reward positioning, thinking that, well, there's no Asuna with Hot Hands, there's no Nano Swarms from Steel. If I do get pinged out by an Owl Drone, screw it, I'm just going to swing out and count my lucky stars. But it got even luckier when nobody tried to clear that corner, and he gets 2 kills out of that one with a great crossfire onto Relics 2 from that A side. So a very nice eco being played by C9 Blue. Great way to put the first point on the board.
Asuna looking to make it hurt, though, using that run it back and doing just that, just running it down. Boombot in hand, he is going to be sent back now, armorless on the Phoenix, but since then, they've been able to use that run it back as a baby lockdown to push everybody off the site there. They get a free one at that. Zeta trying to slow things down for just a moment. The spike has been planted, and it's actually going to be the lockdown coming on through from Mitch to try and clear things out, but it's just a massacre on the site. Before they could escape, it was only Hiko to get away. Now in a 1v4, they're trying to ping the spike for him, but he just doesn't have the angle. Cloud9 Blue, they're starting to get some momentum.
I really liked it. Just plow into the site while the lockdown is down before even 100 Thieves could actually get into position for C9 Blue, because at that point, just because of a run it back that was thrown from Asuna to get into tree, that was a boombot, paint shells, and a paranoia thrown into A main. They didn't have anything else in terms of a retake utility, with the exception of maybe a Sova dart. But now that's why you just want to charge in and catch some people off guard as they're still trying to position themselves on a pulse plan for 100 Thieves, and it worked out beautifully for them in the end.
If you don't have any utility to throw, just throw your body at it. That is exactly. That is the Cloud9 way, at the very least, in this one. And Poise, with the operator in hand once more, continuing to mix up the position. Unfortunately sniffed out this time around, and it might deter things. It is just an eco. Oh, a beautiful paranoia. Gonna get the read on the players pushing up towards Catwalk, and we'll see what the Frenzies can get done as they block things off now to get up towards Heaven. And I mean, 100 Thieves looking to speed run this round up into Heaven, looking for their own waterfall. Unfortunately, gonna get shot in the back. Nitro able to find one kill, but the rest of the squad can't really answer back. Nitro's still alive, and that's a problem for Cloud9. Boys on low HP. The shots will finally come on through, and 100 Thieves, they made it hurt a little bit.
You were actually clenching your butts watching Poise there, because there's a lot of these moments so far in this series where maybe he misses the first shot, but the second one is through a smoke, the second one's a headshot. Like, at least he's good for the second one, but if he gets punished a lot faster on these first misses, that was already an A site already broken. But a great idea for 100 Thieves to put that wall up and just plow up towards the garden. I thought they were going to go spawn or something, but I think it's smarter to go towards that windows to prevent that long-range battle and get the pistols in. They just forgot the sheer fact that the wall could be easily spammed before it gets mounted up, and that's how Relics took advantage of that and was able to get 2 kills on a backstab.
Rifles in this one across the board. That wall going to be blocking things off over towards that defender side and spawn as Asuna. A little bit of blue on blue there. Some friendly fire as he takes a shot over towards Steel. Poise going to go up top, and he's going to finish what Asuna started. It's a 2 for 2 across the board. Relics, Nitro, Ethan, all now finding frags in this round. Ethan going to find another. And in a 3v2, 100 Thieves looking to find themselves back in the win column. The retake to come on through. One blast pack available as Leaf looks to clear out everything. A nice resurrection on the site. Gonna buy another player here for 100 Thieves. And the Blaze Wall, no, the rooftops has been the counter of the showstoppers in both of these maps. Now, Cloud9 fans, they've got a whole lot of credits to work with. Now, one less player to worry about. So, I was gonna say, maybe they just send it, and it does look like that is gonna be the call. But as Zeta pushes on through, he's running out of time. Picks one up with the shock darts. Look to find go towards the back. He is going to be sat down, and 100 Thieves go back to their winning ways. When you're
looking back at this 100 Thieves lineup and you're looking at this roster, I mean, there's just so much firepower in this team right now, and you see it now that Ethan's more comfortable of, like, when should he use his slow orbs, when should he actually throw the wall up, because when he first joined this team for 100 Thieves, we already gave a lot of credit to Ethan with how good his aim is, how good mechanically he is from the other games that he stems from. It translates very well into the firing mechanics of Valorant, but now that you're adding more into the arsenal, you're comfortable with playing this game, you needed that time to adjust. It's looking pretty good for 100 Thieves as a whole roster.
It feels like a lot of the squads that were going through these growing pains are now slowly starting to come out of it, right? We're looking at 100 Thieves. We're looking at Cloud9 as Nitro uses the From the Shadows to get into the back of sight, and unfortunately, just stuck there. He ends up falling, and the rest of the squad not able to back him up. We talk about the Jets and the blast packs, but who's gonna follow the Omen ult there?
Pretty much. It was a great ult towards that back. He even got a kill for it, right? So he was good to weaken up that site, but it was great utilities being thrown for Cloud9 Blue to prevent the rest of the guys to funnel out towards that B main. So it still makes it a 3-on-2. It's still going to be very winnable, though. You got the veterans right now in the server for 100 Thieves. It's Steel and Hiko together. You see the abilities, the utilities being split first. He's even got the ult out. He wants to put the plant right after, and you're just in great positions now. And even that Nano Swarm was great.
remaining.
Oh,
There you
kill's
go.
gonna be traded back and forth though. Hiko's still alive and Hiko to clutch it out. 27 HP is more than enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just the fact that he has the alarm bot out and also the nanostorm towards boxes, the lockdown to pull out. So basically, Steel, even though if he doesn't get any kills, it's like, Hiko, I'm leaving everything into your hands. You got it.
Right.
I'll let everything. I'll let you work your magic. So the nanostorm is going to do a bit of damage. The alarm bot, if it's not shot out, does some extra damage as well as a debuff. And because he gets all that information on that right side first, he's like, let me just make sure I clear the left side corner as well. And Hiko being Hiko, he knows how to separate all of these pushes to make those individual fights. You saw it was just 3 1 versus 1 that became easy for him in the end. I think you're okay on keeping him as the last player alive, man. Stop criticizing him for it.
Yeah, leave him in the back, whether it be the back of the side or the last one pushing on. He makes it look so good. And the Sheriff's looking pretty good for Cloud9 to start things off as they take down Nitro. Smoke's taken off the board and the barrier orb already used, so not a whole lot to deny vision in this retake. Dawson looks to use those hot hands. Hunter Shiri gonna come on through, looking to clear out through A main. Leaf finds another kill, and there it is with the nano swarms. Mitch is able to pick one up. The utility starting to come online in full force, and Ethan on top of the wall, standing tall. Needs to find the shots. They're trying to ping out the spike. They're able to do it. It's gonna take an ace. It's gonna take a close range battle with Zeta first, with the defuse to come on through, and Cloud9 Blue looking to grab 5 before the half.
That was still pretty close, but very well done for Cloud9 Blue. I mean, you were desperate at that point. You had a lower buy. You're just trying to get it to work for you, right? You saw that wide swing that came in from Leaf to get that Sheriff shot, the nanostorm for the kills. Again, one more of those moments where you're at a disadvantage, your back's against the wall, you're just trying to throw your body in, and it worked out in their favor. And that's where, like, I feel that for me, Leaf, people would like to criticize him, but look, he's still at 12 and 10. We don't talk about his name a lot in this series so far. He's had some good impact kills, but overall, maybe not able to do as many of those entry kills as we wanted. But as we say that, there's a showstopper to get one.
There it is, and a paranoia to try and get him out. Unfortunately, doesn't have any charges left of the blast pack, and that kill, it's answered back immediately and could even be rezzed. But Relic's trying to make sure that that's not the case. They go back and forth, but somehow, some way, 100 Thieves still managed to come out on top. A couple players a little worse for wear, so Mitch and Poise would look to get something done, but it is going to be a 4v2 retake in the last round of the half.
And everybody's still everybody's still focusing on planning towards the A side. I thought Mitch was going to get a huge backstab on the flank from Gelato, but he opts to go towards tree side instead, and that's going to be even more dangerous. I don't know if I think that wall looks broken there towards that doorway. If not, it would have been up. You got an alarm bot and nanoswarm, so you really have to count down on Poise for this retake.
Yeah, hopefully Poise can find literally anything to kick things off. As soon as that wall gets shot down, I mean, all the utilities starting to come through. The Hunter's Fury, Ethan hopping up, Hiko gonna close it out just like that. You saw the little Venn diagram. 8-4 at the half ends, and this is quite a bit different from map number 1.
Definitely. For a map like this where you want to sometimes think about Ascent maybe being more defender-sided when we first started into the game, but 100 Thieves looks very good just on the way that they're playing their attack. I mean, we keep talking about Ethan. The amount of times that he's putting these frags in on the board for the team right now. A 4K into that round, a couple of multi-rounds onto the other side. More clutches coming in for 100 Thieves. So they have, like, the clutchers. They have the entry fraggers. They have the mid-play lurkers onto this roster. It looks good. I just wanted to finish my point onto Leaf, too. Even though Leaf is top fragging right now at 13 and 11, we didn't get to talk about him that much. He's got some pretty decent impact frags. I think overall, though, Leaf literally just switched over to this game like a month ago or so as well. So give him some time, too, and you're going to see C9 Blue continue to upgrade from matches to matches.
And pistol gonna be huge in this one. Poise gonna find the first kill. Look to back off. Low HP is Steel. Able to trade one back, but 2 for 1 as we go on to the A site. Hiko bringing up the rear. Already tossed out the recon bolt for a bit of information. Shock Dart's trying to get some chip damage down, but the spike will be planted either way. And a Frenzy in the hands. If you're hearing that, Frenzy, you're probably a little scared for Cloud9 Blue.
Yeah, it's Nitro that's alive with that. They still have a wall on top of that, too. So Ethan, if he stays alive into this one, but it's a close range battle against Relics, who spots 2.
The heal forced to be used there. Coming out of the smoke, Ethan is still able to pick up 2, and Hiko backs up Nitro to stay alive. Now it's all up to Relics. He's completely pinched, and 100 Thieves, excuse me, grab another pistol, and it's now looking pretty scary, Vance.
Super scary at this point. For C9 Blue, you're going to guess it. Are we going to try to go for a buy right now? Because they have killed 3 players, right, on this pistol round. They maybe have an advantage if they want to go for these Stinger small armor, Spectre small armor, or even Stingers then, if you want to try to bring it close range and try to force an eco against 100 Thieves into the next round. But it seems as though they're going to opt for these pistols. They're just going to let 100 Thieves get to the double digits, use the rifles in their favor once they take the attacker side onto the next round with a rifle round, and hopefully come back into this one. But again, this is one of those maps where Steel as a Bucky has proven that he's pretty good with it in the back of Generator on A side, but this time he's playing towards B. It's still going to be very dangerous moving into the later rounds, especially if he stays alive on the next bonus.
Historically, at least in this series, both of these teams do a pretty good job on these eco rounds. That wall gonna get so much information. They're able to shoot it down. Relics pushes on through, and unfortunately only gonna find himself a Bucky, so it stings a bit, but it makes the round a bit more winnable. And more importantly, Steel taking off the board means no utility that they have to worry about from that Killjoy as they look to push on through. Hiko finds one. Nitro able to find another. The Spectre's coming online, and Ethan just multi-frag after multi-frag. They run him down. The Resurrection nearly online. And I mean, if this game is, if we've been looking at the patterns, Vans, this rifle round, it probably doesn't go the way of Cloud9 here.
It could. Like I said, Steel right now doesn't have a Bucky unless he decides to buy another one right now, but I think it looked pretty good that if they couldn't make it, if they made it past Steel and they still wanted to make it into the site, there's still so much more that's like holding them in the way for Cloud9 Blue. You got Hiko in the site with an Ares before. You had some great sprays through smoke going in from spawn side, even from market. Like when we talk about fast rotations right now for 100 Thieves, they've been actually exercising that quite well. Now for C9 Blue, it comes down to, okay, what control can we get right now? The Owl drone's being heard, and we're just going to push right now towards this mid side.
Yeah, so incredibly aggressive. Leaf finds one, not expecting another, though, and Hiko is able to trade it back. Relics right behind him, though, and the B site has since been opened up. I spoke too soon. I counted him out, and I cast her cursed 100 Thieves. Ethan looking to push onto the site, needs to find some extra damage with 10 HP. He needs to find a way out, and Steel Phantom in hand, a turret aiming him down. Relics to follow. Cloud9 Blue battle back after 100 Thieves hit double digits, and we'll see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, you're definitely happy on that result. You were hoping potentially to make it 4 players alive once they overtook that site, because you already had 2 players down. It was a great trade towards his mid side, as you can see right now from Leaf and Relics. So following up on his instant trades have been very good now for C9 Blue on their execution, but unfortunately lost 2 players. So there's going to be 1 player that's going to be on small shields, make that even 2 players because you might have to drop for somebody else as well. So it's still not going to be an easy one right now for C9 Blue. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to capitalize onto something right now. You're very close on ultimate points, though, for Poise and for Zeta, as well as for Hiko. So I think control of these orbs right now is going to be very important, or just a push on mid like that.
Yeah, control over Catwalk seems to be the name of the game here for 100 Thieves, and that last round was the first round we saw a team lose the bonus. 100 Thieves kind of breaking the script there. It's all up to Mitch, the last one alive. Low HP is going to be spotted out, taken down. 100 Thieves with rifles in hand, able to find another round win. And I'm interested to see where we head. Cloud9, they can look to eke out another buy, or do they play for the overtime?
I think he might buy here. He's I'm just looking at Poise right now. You see him down at 4,100, so he definitely bought a rifle for somebody else because he's got the knives. You had 2 players that could buy from themselves no matter what, and Relics now potentially a sheriff or something. You're gonna go for this one, and you're gonna hope that it works out.
Yeah, you see the cogs turn, and he actually opts into light
sheriff.
armor. Yeah, and a sheriff. He couldn't afford it with the full armor, so it is going to sting quite a bit. We'll need to find a bit closer range headshot. Burst. They deny the information, but they can already hear so much, and we're seeing just how important mid control is. Leaf gonna find the first with some utility. We'll see what they can follow up with. Asuna spraying them down as they push through mid, but it's a 2 for 2 across the board. The lockdown to buy some space out towards mid, and right now, Ascent is their oyster for Cloud9. Unfortunately, if they head towards A, they are going to be met by Nitro. Usually goes good for a few. Not going to go good for any here. Leaf takes him down, and Cloud9 Blue continue to battle.
Planted.
Perez.
Revealing area.
You're gonna lead a lot here. You're gonna lead a lot here. Right now,
Yeah,
for C9 Blue.
Herculean effort right here. Leaf with 11 HP, showstopper. They're all three up towards heaven. He's gonna bide his time for a moment. Tosses it out, takes down Steel. Routes finds another. It's all up to Hiko, but he can't clutch this time around. And C9 Blue continue to hang on.
That was actually pretty good. I just wanted to point out how good that ult was from Steel 2 towards that mid-side arches. I think putting that ult up, and really that covers pretty much the radius of spawn, pizza to market to tree. You can see right now on this replay. So this allows 100 Thieves to really decide, hey, if we hit players towards B main, it's going to be an easier pinch from mid-side into market into B. This time you had an ult from Nitro that's going to ult into Wine for them to pinch into the A site. So it was nice for them to be able to get this this pulse plant right now. From C9 Blue, sorry, on the attack to be able to get into the site. Was Relics that poured into Wine, my bad. And they actually got that plan into that. But once they got into Hell, it got pretty difficult. You had Leaf at low HP, and speaking of Leaf, he's the first one to fall because Ethan puts that one way up on Pizza to get the kill. Again, Herculean effort that you said that was needed for C9 Blue, it worked down on their end, but it was still an expensive round. You're still down a player, you have a you have a Bulldog that's out for Zeta, and you're just trying to survive into this game.
I have the spike.
Same idea in that Bulldog. You get that 3-round burst, which can be quite strong. Unfortunately, when you're looking in terms of economy outside of the rifles, the alt economy, way better spot for 100 Thieves here. So in a pretty good position to push this one to match point. They have the lockdown. They have to run it back should they choose to use it. Hunter's Fury going to be used. Hiko finds one. Asuna with the frenzy finds another. Now the Bulldog does come online, and it takes a bite out of Asuna, but you're still down 2 players. A 2v4 as that spike rotates over towards A, and this is not a free site by any means.
No, Nitro heard him from a mile away as Zeta was running back towards mid-side spawn. So they're just trying to waste time. There's only 15 seconds left, so Mitch has to act quick to try to get his kill onto Nitro, but then it's still going to be Steel with the Bucky inside sight.
Ooh, no, it's Zeta who actually finds it. The bait and switch going to go his way. The Bucky from downtown. They just have to buy time. The spike has to get planted. He has to stick it right here and right now. He's got 22 HP, and Hiko is privy. Gonna hop on down. Match point we go. 12-6 in favor of 100 Thieves. And you can see the cogs turning. They just were not able to convert there, Vans.
It was communication, right? I think they worked it with whatever they had left between Mitch and Zeta at that point. Zeta is saying, look, we have to try to figure something out. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Mitch is still towards B side. He's like, I'm making it towards mid soon. We'll try to pinch into the A site. And that's why Zeta was holding and still winning towards that A main side. He just wanted to make sure that his teammate was close, just to try to bait out somebody if Zeta was making it into the site first to go for a plant. But like I said, when you don't have that much time left, when time is against you, and you have Steel that's hiding in the back of the site, using the time in his favor, that was just an easier kill with the Bucky. So it was very well done for 100 Thieves to take advantage of that time and not press for that information. Let them come towards you.
Oh, and one of the very few times we've seen aggression towards A main, it works huge for this 100 Thieves squad. It was the blast packs to get on into the site, but Leaf gets taken down, and it's right here, right now. It's Ethan with the 3K to cut him down as they entered the site, and 100 Thieves take this series 2-0 fashion and punch their ticket